What's the matter? See, there's a storm coming. There's a storm coming, and we have to go to the store to get our treats and our little cookies and our milk and our bread, because we're going to freak out because there's a storm coming. Not really. I'm going to tell you why we don't freak out in just a second, so hold on. So what's our message today? What's our message? Linda, come here. What's our message? Our message today is don't be a milk and bread grabber. Do you know what a milk and bread grabber is? A milk and bread grabber is one of those people that the last minute finds out that there's a hurricane coming or an ice storm coming and freaks out because all the milk and bread are gone at the store. Oh my goodness. Dumb butt. You dumb butt. Hey guys, it's Doc. And guess what? I opened up a can of worms. I posted up a video on a generator. And my new generator that I'm getting in, which I absolutely love, dual fuel generator, fantastic generator to replace my old beast that I have because we have some hurricanes coming in. And of course, that opened up a can of worms. People started asking, hey Doc, what do you do for food? This is what I do for food. Look, let's get something straight. I'm not a prepper. I was in the Marine Corps. I spent years at the coast. I've been through, I think it's a total of 6 hurricanes we went through and counted. The longest period I've been without power in a home with my family is roughly 7 to 10 days. I can't remember the exact duration of it. Experience tells you what you really need. So I'm not here to talk about being a prepper. Let's get that straight. I'm just here, the average person in the United States, if you have a family, if you have a house, you've got to be a little prepared. If you're not, you're stupid. And you really need to take a look at yourself, and you need to take a look at your house and say, what would happen if I had to lock my door? I'm not talking about for a year, not even talking about months. What if I just had to lock my doors and I couldn't go outside for a few days, for 3 days, 7 days, 15 days? Crazy stuff can happen, but it usually only happens once a year, once every couple of years. But you know what? My wife and I were talking about it this morning, and she finally admitted that I'm smart. And you know why? Because everyone else that we know freaks out whenever a storm comes in. They run to the store, milk and eggs are gone. We don't do anything. And I'm going to show you why we don't have to do anything. Whenever an ice storm comes, we don't worry about it. Whenever a hurricane comes, we don't worry about it. Whenever something happens, we don't worry about it because we know for a fact that we can close our doors and we can survive very comfortably for, I would say, at least 2 months. And I'm going to show you just a few tricks that you can do to make yourself stop worrying about it. Remember, my motto, plan for the worst because good things you never have to plan for. Good things take care of themselves. It's just like insurance. I have insurance on my house, but I don't expect it to burn down in the next year. Insurance on my car, but I don't expect to be in an accident. Life insurance, I don't expect to die, but I got it. And the stupid thing is people will spend all that money on all this insurance, but yet not have comfort items, general comfort items, food, water, and power to keep them ready for about a month. And that's what I'm going to show you today. Hey guys, you know what time it is? 6:50. 6:50 Monday morning. Timing. I want to talk about timing. If you wait to the last minute, you have this sinking feeling because you can't get something. I never have to worry about that because, like I said, plan once every 3 to 5 years and you're done. You don't have to worry about it. But like this morning, it's Monday, storm's coming up. I better make sure I have all my gas cans filled. So what am I doing? Grab my last 3 cans, put a little stay-bill inside of it. I'm good to go. I got 3 more of these and I got 3 propane tanks. I don't have to worry about anything. But I can't stress enough. If you're waiting to the day before, you're going to freak out like everybody else. Just do a little bit of planning. Dude, come on. Step up your game. So this is the only thing I have to do. So now we're going to go, and the next thing I want to talk about real quick is I want to talk about cooking. So hold on. Number 1, gas grill. Love my gas grill. Use it all the time. I always try and buy a gas grill with a side burner because I hate frying stuff inside the house. But I always get a gas grill. You can get them cheap. You can get them for $150, $199 bucks. You get a gas grill with a side burner. I use my side burner all the time. Plus, anytime we need to, if we have a power outage, I'm cooking outside. I'm boiling stuff, I'm frying stuff, mainly hot water to mix with stuff, but if you want to cook soup, whatever you want to cook, you can cook it outside. Then, one of my favorite little hideaways, which is my dual fuel mini stove. Let me show you that. I love this little stove. Great for boiling water, basically, is what it is. If you want to put a small frying pan on here, you can, but I just use it for boiling water. Dual fuel. Regular gasoline and white gasoline too. And this little tank, I forget, I think that one little tank will run 4 to 6 hours on that one little thing. So a 5-gallon gallon of gas will probably last you 6 months with that little stove. And let's talk about food for a minute. I'm not going to get real complicated on food, just a couple basic things. Everyone's got a pantry. We always have our pantry stocked. We can probably eat out of our pantry, oh gosh, 2 or 3 weeks we could eat out of our pantry and refrigerator. But I always have a cabinet. Now this comes from my coastal dwelling days, but I always have at least one cabinet. I have a minimum of 2 cabinets. And I stock long-term food in there that will have anywhere from a 10 to 30-year shelf life. I just don't worry about it. I put it in there, I lock it, put some other gear in there, and always have it. It's always there for eating. So let me show you real quick. By the way, canned goods, if you have anything that's a canned good, there's a date on the can that says used by. You can ignore those dates because that's just when it's best used by. Canned goods don't go bad. They may break down over time. They may taste like crap after 10 years, but you can still eat them. Just so you know. Don't throw away canned goods just because they're past the use by date. That's really just for taste and flavor. Okay, so I have these steel cabinets. Now my steel cabinets, they're actually attached to my wall and they're locking. And I just keep at least one of these around at all times. But I just keep general stuff in here. Now, here's like I preach. I always get the entrees of these. Again, one of these will feed my wife and I for a week, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these things. I love this stuff. This is actually prepared by a chef, freeze-dried, 30-year shelf life food. We just don't use it. We just let it sit here in case we need it. Another little tip. These are 30-year eggs. So if you ever need any eggs, you can have that. This stuff right here, this pancake mix, flour doesn't store, but this pancake mix has about a 3 to 4 year minimum shelf life. So I'll put a link up, I think, to some of that. That's pretty cool. General spices. I gotta have my coffee. I always just leave coffee up here. I have my creamer. I always keep a storm radio. I have a storm radio up here just in case I need it. General health and wellness. I got soap and all kinds of stuff up here. But then I also have, but there's a lot of little things that I just throw in here too. As an example, this is a solar powered lantern. So this is a solar powered. You can either solar charge it or you can crank it. You can do it either way. These are cool little lanterns. I'll put up a link to those too. Plus, you'd be surprised how many people don't even have a regular lantern. I've got 2 or 3 of these around all the time. We use them all the time during power outages. Just regular battery lanterns, rechargeables, and flashlights. You wouldn't believe how many people don't have a single flashlight in the house. Next, real quick, let's talk about power. Power is pretty simple. I have a generator, and I just did a full video on a really, really good generator that you should do. Watch that video. Mainly because it's a dual fuel. It's the right size to power the comfort items you need, which is a refrigerator, some lights, a fan, internet, TV, that kind of stuff. Power, recharge your phones. It's enough just for that, for the general 24 to 72 hour outage, and you can even go longer with it. If you're without power for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, you never know what's going to happen. But that thing will run a long time. Great generator, dual fuel, gas and propane, one tank, one 3.4 gallon fuel tank. I think it runs like 9 hours on that thing, so you don't have to have much gas. Fill up your vehicles. The other thing is make sure you fill up your vehicles with fuel days before. Don't wait till the last minute. Don't try and get gas afterwards. That's also a resource that if you happen to run out of gas, you can also take fuel out of your fuel tanks. Also, make sure you understand, I'm going to put up a solar recharger for phones, which is a great thing to have. It's a little power pack that you can charge your phone off of, because if you want to call and check on people, if people want to check on you, if you want to use your phone, if you want to check the weather or whatever it is, you got to be able to charge your phone. Think about that. Be able to charge your phone. I'm not going to really talk about water. everyone has their own situation, their own locality, but you do have to think about the water situation. Make sure you think about it. Water usually isn't a problem until about the 6th day, and because of backup systems. Personally, I have 29,000 gallons saved stocked up. I got a swimming pool, so I got 29,000 gallons worth of water sitting back here. I don't have to worry about water, but you just need to figure out your own little situation. Like I said, water usually isn't that big of a problem unless you're at the coast. And if you're at the coast, then we always have problems with salinity and cleaning problems. But in the city, you can have problems with drinkability where you got to boil it. So I'm not going to talk about water a whole bunch. I got something important to say now. And now we got wind and we got power washers in the background. But I want you to write this down. I use this all the time with my kids when they were growing up. A lack of planning on your behalf does not constitute an emergency on my behalf. Let me say that one more time. A lack of planning on your behalf does not constitute an emergency on my behalf. You have to be prepared. You have to take personal responsibility and take a little bit of action. That's all I want you to do. I'm not talking about becoming a prepper. I'm not talking about having a year's worth of supplies. 3 days. Most people don't have 3 days worth of supplies. Have a week, have 2 weeks. The more remote you are, guess what? You probably need a plan. I get so sick and tired of hearing people bitch at the coast all the time because they need help because there was a hurricane. You live at the coast, dummy. I lived there for years and I always had enough food, supplies, and comfort items for an entire month. Live up to it. Get used to it. Yeah, I know, I'm starting to preach a little bit, but I'm so tired of people not taking a little bit of action and preparing, especially when they have a family, when you got kids, you got grandkids. Step up, take a little action, do a little preparedness. Hit that subscribe button, because we got a bunch of videos coming out. And I'll probably, if we get hit by a hurricane, one of these hurricanes, I'll probably shoot a video during that too, running all this stuff. And if you hate this video, click the hate button. I love that hate button. Anyways, click like, dislike, I don't care, and share this video. I want you to share this, even if they don't watch it. You know you got millennials, you know you got older parents, you got people you care about, share this video with them. I'll talk to you later. Doc.